Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I was recently reached out by Epomaker asking if I could review the AK84 mechanical keyboard. This keyboard is currently a Kickstarter project that is live right now until June 21st. I'll try to give my honest opinions about the keyboard today to see whether you should support the keyboard project or look for a different keyboard. Keep in mind though that the review unit that I have today is a prototype, so it might not exactly be the same as the final product. Anyways, there's a lot to unpack about this keyboard, so go grab a snack and make yourself comfy. This keyboard has a lot of options to choose from, which can be kinda confusing, so I'll try to explain it as well as I can. First, you can choose to get the keyboard with either optical switches or mechanical switches. There's also two optical options to choose from, with the first coming in at $69 with your choice of either the white or black ABS keycaps. For $10 more at $79, you can get the version with GK1 PPT keycaps in either the green or red colorway. If you choose the version with mechanical switches, the very basic option will come in at $89 with also your choice of the red or green GK1 PPT keycaps. All of these versions that I have mentioned so far have a plastic case with an aluminum frame, but basically, it's a plastic keyboard. If you want to get something other than the plastic case, you can also get this keyboard in either the acrylic or aluminum case. Both versions will come in at a whopping $189, which is pretty expensive considering that these days you can get a pretty solid entry-level custom keyboard with that money. Anyways, you can also get this keyboard as a DIY kit in either the aluminum or acrylic case without the switches or GK1 PPT keycaps at $179. However, I still think that this is kind of on the expensive side. What is nice about this keyboard though is that every order will include the new GK2 silicone keycaps in a random colorway. This is separate from the GK1 PPT keycaps, so even if you order the DIY kit, you will still get the GK2 silicone keycaps. Wow, that was a lot of information to process. So let's just get to the unboxing and see how this keyboard is. So the keyboard comes in this standard gray Skyloom box. Is this basically another GK61 in a bigger form factor? Anyways, this keyboard comes with a user manual, your keyboard, a braided USB-C cable, some cheap keycap and switch puller, more keycaps for Windows and Mac compatibility, and some more switch samples. I got the plastic case with aluminum frame today with the green GK1 PPT keycaps. Even though I prefer the red colorway more, the green has something that the red doesn't, that makes it even better. And it's the Panda spacebar. I absolutely love this Panda spacebar. I don't know why the red colorway doesn't have anything special on the spacebar, but I really like this Panda on the green one. Other than the Panda, the keycaps aren't anything too special. It has decent thickness, but I wouldn't say that I'm the biggest fan of the Legends. This GK1 profile feels a bit similar to the XDA profile, as in that they both concave to fit your fingers. I think the profile feels pretty good when typing, but what interested me more are these new silicone keycaps. If you were around in the mechanical keyboard scene during the peak Fortnite era, rubber keycaps from Taihao were super popular. I personally never tried them myself, but this is the first thing that I thought of when I heard silicone keycaps. I got the gray and red colorway, which I'm a big fan of. I think they look pretty nice. They seem to be a two-piece, with the silicone attaching to an inner plastic part. The GK2 profile is more similar to something like the SA profile. We'll be putting on these later, hearing how each keycap sounds, so stick around. Next, let's talk about switches. When I first opened these sample switches, I was so confused for the longest time because I'd never seen these switches before. Turns out, they're Epomaker's new chocolate switches. They seem to come in your standard red, brown, blue, and silver in both optical and mechanical switches. And if you don't want those, you have the option of choosing from Gateron switches as well. What's funny though is that my keyboard actually came with Kale Browns. Kale switches are not an option for this keyboard, but maybe because mine was a prototype, I'm not too sure. I've tried cherry and Gateron browns in the past, but this is my first time trying Kales. With the amount of brown switch hate that goes around in the mechanical keyboard hobby, I was actually surprised to how much I liked Kale browns. Maybe because it was a keycap profile, but it was more fun typing on those switches than I expected. Anyways, let's get to the typing test and see how this keyboard sounds. So what do I think about this keyboard? Overall, I'm not too blown away, if I'm being honest. It feels just like another Skyloon GK keyboard, and it's hard to find something that separates this one from the others. The typing experience is what I expected from a GK board, and it was also pretty pingy, even though it was a plastic case. The aluminum frame is kinda just there, and it doesn't really give you the illusion that it's an aluminum case either. So it still feels distinctively like a plastic case. The stabilizers are not the best either, they're just okay. I would say the spacebar was noticeably bad, but the rest were fine. But with the keyboard market becoming so good throughout the past year, it is a bit hard to recommend this keyboard at $89. Saving up just a little more money will get you a solid custom keyboard like a KVD67 Lite, which I think is a much better deal. And I can't even recommend the aluminum or acrylic versions either, because those are even crazier at $189. Unless you really need a wireless 75% keyboard with some Mac compatibility, I can't really justify the purchase. There are just too many competitors out there right now that offer a better deal. For the switches, I think that the new chocolate switches aren't anything groundbreaking, but out of the three that were tested today, I like the sound of the silvers the most. I was also surprised to how much I actually liked the Kale box browns. Maybe it was a combination with the keycaps, but they felt pretty good typing. Also, another thing that bothered me a lot about the keyboard was that after using the keyboard in wired mode and unplugging it, the wireless mode would automatically turn on using its battery. I'm not sure if this is by design, but it was inconvenient for me to have to turn it off every time I unplugged my keyboard. I'm really not a big fan of the GK software either since it's so complicated, so I didn't really bother messing with it for this keyboard. On the bright side, I think my favorite part about this keyboard is maybe the Panda spacebar or the silicone keycaps. But I still don't think that those are worth justifying the high price tag for this keyboard. The Kickstarter project also seems to have an aviator coiled cable for $35. I don't know how good the quality will be, but that seems like a pretty good deal. I am looking for a new cable right now, so maybe I'll look into that. Well, that's going to conclude today's review. I want to thank you if you're still watching and made it this far. I'll be grinding a lot more videos in the upcoming weeks, so if you enjoyed today's content, feel free to hit the like and subscribe button. Also, come say hi to me on my other socials as well. I've been posting daily content on TikTok that is pretty entertaining. Thank you once again for your support, and until next time, take care and stay safe.